Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, the Sneakerhead of NY, and you are listening to the WrestleMania recap here at Nights at the Round Table. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Happy Monday. By the time you're listening to this episode, I'm probably already en route to Houston, Texas. So yes, I am recording this the night after, right after WrestleMania. I let everything marinate. And a lot of mixed views and a lot of mixed reactions from this year's WrestleMania. To steal a phrase from Tommy, the white boy Tommy Dreamer, he stated that WrestleMania Night 1 was a Saturday night's main event and WrestleMania 2 felt more like a WrestleMania. I pretty much said that Night 1 was a house show. Like, that's just what it was, a house show with nice paint. That's what I stated as Night 1. So if you've been living under a rock, let's recap Night 1 of WrestleMania Night 1. Now, this episode, though, is all about WrestleMania. So Night 1, I was at a bar. Shout out to Continental Bar and Lounge, in which we watched WrestleMania Night 1. I interviewed a few people. It's the return of Nana Meltzer, ladies and gentlemen. He's on the episode as well. Doovie. And I interviewed a few other people at the bar. But Night 1 was the 6-man tag of the Usos and LA Knight, against the Vision and Show Speed. We had Fatu versus Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins versus Gunther, Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee, women's tag team matchup, in which there was a nice little surprise there. We had Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Vaquer and Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes. So, Night 1, we're gonna have a little bit of commentary with the interviews and things like that. But here's my overall takeaway from Night 1 with each match. The first match, so we got into the bar and excuse the noise. The first match was the 6-man tag with the Usos and LA Knight. I'm not gonna do that every time, but the match was trash. I didn't really like it. I don't even think I paid attention that much to that match due to the fact that I was trying to order a drink and some food, bro. I was looking at the menu and exchanging pleasantries with people at the bar that I knew and introducing myself to those that I didn't know. So I didn't really pay attention to the match. But what I will say is this. I did see when Show Speed jumped from off of the ring post onto who the hell he jumped off onto? Logan Paul, if I'm not mistaken. The match overall was a dud. Like, it was trash to me. I didn't really like the match from what I did see. So that match to me was like irrelevant. Fatu versus Drew McIntyre. Fatu won the match. It was a short match. I will say this though, it was a short pay-per-view because WrestleMania this year was Commercial Mania, aka Celeb Mania. Like, we had too many celebrities, too many commercials. Night 1 was 52 minutes of action in a 4-hour show. There were just literally commercial break in between every single match. And it just felt draining. Like, I spoke to Chase, and Chase out there, and he went to Mania, and he stated that there was a woman in front of him reading a book during the commercials because it was just too many commercials just drawn out, and it was terrible. And so again, back to the Drew match and Fatu match. I felt Drew should have won. Drew is a warrior, man. Drew's been flying back and forth, shooting the Highlander movie and coming back to do Mania, to do each week's each week's show, and I feel like he should have won because of that. But they gave it to Fatu, who might need the win more than Drew. But Drew's been putting over everybody. What Nana stated, and you might hear it in the interview, that WWE trusts him to put people over, which I could totally understand, which is great. Like, I totally get it, but I don't know. I just don't like Drew losing all the time. Like, they just make him look so weak. They better be paying that man a whole bag, because that man really doesn't look like the one that supposed to be like destroying every single person. you know. The women's tag match. So one of the Bellas could not go. I think it was Nikki Bella that couldn't go. So input the return of Paige. Paige is back with the WWE, and very predictably, Paige wins. Paige and the other Bella win the tag team titles. Maybe they'll set up when the other Bella, who gets better, is like, hey, I want my title. You're not really a Bella. I want my title. And then they turn on Paige. Paige was in the AEW as Saraya. She couldn't wrestle in WWE at that time because of injuries, and she wanted to wrestle, but WWE was like, nah, you about to be a manager. So she wasn't with that. So she went to AEW, proved that she could still fight a good fight, and now she's back in WWE, and she won a title. Yay! Next up was AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch won. So the Punk household, well, let me not spoil it, but I'm sure you've seen it. The Punk household left without belts. Yay. That match was decent, but again, it was too short. Like, you really couldn't get much out of that match. Gunther versus Rollins was good, but again, it was short-lived. The highlight of that was when Braun Breaker came back and spared the bejesus out of Seth Rollins. Then he tried to do it again. That man was running like 23, 24 miles per hour down a ramp, and he missed the whole spare. But he missed it because Seth was like, I'm not getting this spare, bro. You running at 23 miles per hour. I'm supposed to take that? Hell no. Because Seth would have been cut in half had he got into that one. So I'm glad that he did get, because that would have been a crazy injury. But it's like night one wasn't really nothing to really get hyped about. I really didn't care for the night one. Night one was a dud. I overall gave it a 5, maybe a 6. I like that Bianca Belair sort of spoke about her pregnancy. I think that was dope. Congrats to her and Montezzi Ford, and expecting a new child. John Cena tried his best to be a great host, and he didn't do well, at least for night one. Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Vaquer. The crowd was so dead for this match. Liv Morgan won. Judgment Day. The women of Judgment Day interfered. I felt like Stephanie Vaquer should have won. Liv doesn't need the title. They need to continue to build Stephanie Vaquer. I think what may occur to Vaquer, I tried, but what may occur for Vaquer is that she may now go into the mid card, or she may be forgotten. I don't think they're going to really push her because, you got the EO Skies and the Asukas and everybody else of the world. So it's like, why push Stephanie? Because we have everybody else. So that's why I feel like she should have won But shout out to Liv. She got her title back. She deserved it. She's a great wrestler. But it is what it is. The main event of Randy versus Cody Rhodes. Pat McAfee was just annoying. He shouldn't have even been in the match, but he didn't cost Randy to win or lose. After the match wasn't that great of a match. It should have been better. The match of the night was Seth versus Gunther, and that's not even saying a lot. But yeah, let's get into some of these interviews real quick, and then I'll give you my rundown of over the overall of night one. So let's cue the interviews. All right, so night one, WrestleMania. I actually pressed record this time. I didn't press record before. So again, night one. So I did not press record the first time. I pressed record this time. So now, without further ado, who the fuck are you?
I'm fucking Brie.
I love it. Are you Brie Bella?
What's that?
Are you Brie Bella?
Brianna.
I love it. So, you're going to have to repeat some of the things I asked you earlier. I'm so sorry.
You know what? I got it.
Don't suplex me through a table, okay?
No promises.
Philly cheesesteak. So, who is your favorite wrestler?
So I say women, Becky Lynch. She is my mother. I love her. Male, probably all of Undertaker all time. Love.
Okay. Now, I said before, you give me some Rhea Ripley vibes.
You did say that, and
Your look.
I'm floating on air about that, man. Like,
your look. Is this your look? Like, you look like you just give me those vibes.
I will take it. I will take that all day. She's
fucking hot as shit.
I want to touch her.
Well, let's try to make that a thing. So what did you think about I Show Speed on the first match?
Yeah, so honestly, I gave him a 7 on his little splash. He got good height on it, and I'm rating him generously because like I know what it's like for these guys to like be new when they're called up and like they're trying to survive. He's trying, man. He legitimately looked like he was gonna cry like 3 times in the match. So to see him get like a strong ending, some good height, some support, he's sucking a little Uso dick right now, but you do what you need to do to get to the top. Am I right?
I can't say you're right, but you got a point. You got a good point. So if you could pick one wrestler to wrestle right now, who would it be?
Yeah, like I said, Rhea Ripley, anything. I don't care if she kicks my ass. That would be an honor. I just want her to. My body on body would be great.
You heard it here first.
I'm not. Listen, I was gonna say I'm sorry, but I'm not. I'm not sorry.
Don't be sorry. No, don't be sorry. Body on body contact is great. Give you a belly to belly suplex.
Yeah, I would just pretend to be out so she would lay on top of me and grab my leg. All right, but
I love it.
In all reality, can we just talk? I don't know if you're doing this yet. I'm heated about Drew McIntyre.
Me too.
Dude, that dude has gotten absolutely. He should have fucking walked I remember watching the match when he actually had it, not an act. That dude should have walked. They have fucked that man over so many times. Justice for Drew McIntyre.
Justice for Drew McIntyre. What match are you looking forward to this weekend? Your favorite match to look forward to?
I can't pick one. Well,
pick two.
I don't know that there's one I'm looking forward to, but I will say the one I'm actually not looking forward to is the Rhodes Orton.
Why not?
I'm kind of over both of them at this point. Like, can we? They're an industry push right now. They're seated. They're feeding it to us. Like, a couple of years ago when Cody Rhodes was like doing his up and come thing, and they basically rewrote the whole script with him in the bloodline. Like, great storyline.
I'm over it now.
It's washed.
It is.
It's been done, baby. And like Randy Orton's a bitch, so.
No Randy Orton slander. No way.
Listen, Randy Orton in real life is phenomenal. I love the work he does with like Make-A-Wish kids and like his character. Look at that guy.
He's amazing. I love Randy Orton.
I like him as a human being. His character is like, again, like.
Heel Randy Orton is the man.
Okay, Randy Orton is a male character.
I'm over it. All right. Thank you.
Don't, baby, don't fight. Don't fight. Let's not fight.
I'm not going to fight. I don't want to fight you because you're going to put me through a table. So, no, I will not fight you. Also, you're too pretty to fight. So no. So, no. Don't put me through a table. You promise?
I'm sorry. I'm also like half deaf, so I can barely hear you.
Do you promise you won't put me through a table?
Listen, there's beers going right now, and I don't like to make promises that I can't fulfill. So I will say, I do not see a scenario in which I would put you through a table. However, if the scenario presents itself...
The card is subject to change.
Listen, you got to call an audible once in a while, you know what I'm saying?
I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Yo, Fred.
Yeah. Yo, no, you're not calling Fred.
I had to ask him a question.
Okay. Is it a wrestling question?
Of course it's a wrestling question.
All right, so we're going to put this on Nice at the Round Table. What is your wrestling question for Fred? Hey, Fred, he got a question for you.
So, Mr. Fred, let me ask you a question. Do you still believe that Darby winning on Wednesday was a ploy to make people not talk about Mania? Darby winning on Wednesday, do you think it was supposed to happen that night, or they just did it because they knew Mania was coming?
They knew because Mania was coming. See, even though I'm not an AEW fan, admittedly, I do like the work that they've been doing recently. But I think that was purely because Darby Allin is one of like he is the equivalent of Daniel Bryan in WWE. So you give him the belt, MJF's gonna get it back eventually. You take the shine off of WWE because everybody's mad about ticket prices for a little bit, and you take the shine from them for this weekend. Makes sense.
To me, I got frustrated because it's like MJF is already having a great run.
Very good run.
Not even like this was like his what? Fourth defense? Back-to-back bangers. But then you don't fully build that story of the pillars of AEW that could have been made more bigger at Double or Nothing. Now, because you just gave him the belt now you're anticipating MJF to win in Queens. Instead of doing it like, okay, I have a match at home, MJF screws me, and I could build it to Queens. But you just did it because it's a Wednesday night, he's home, and he called his shot on Mania weekend. Fans' mind is like, oh great, Darby won, but it's like, did he really need to win?
So Paige is back. I knew she was coming back, and I don't like watching or reading about the dirt sheets. So I knew this was coming, but to see Fred's reaction and see everybody else's reaction here at the bar, it was amazing. Stay tuned. Wrestling is so predictable.
Nikki should turn on Paige just to grab the belts and leave.
This shit is predictable. So, of course, Paige comes back and they win the belts. So the winner of the women's tag title is Paige and Brie. It is so predictable. The match was trash, but Doovie called it. You don't bring back Paige just to not let her win. So hopefully this starts Lash Legend's solo run, and we're good from there. Prediction time!
She's going to get robbed.
Who is?
That kid's going to get robbed.
And why do you think so?
Because Liv is very popular. She's going to have one of her henchmen come in here and rob her for the title. I can see it coming.
Stay tuned and let's see what happens.
I told you I called it.
That's bullshit. That's all I have to say.
Terrible.
Fuck that.
Say it again?
No.
I called it.
He called it. He definitely called it. I thought Vaquero was going to win, but he called it. All right, night one of WrestleMania. How do you feel about the main event?
Could have been a little better. Would have wished that Randy would have won. Good to see the punt. Match quality probably could have been a little faster, but pretty good, pretty decent.
Are you happy with the outcome of Randy and Cody?
Absolutely not. Randy should have won 100%. Glad to see he finally brought the punt back, but the ending was a little stupid. Really wish Randy would have just won.
All right, so you heard the interviews. Everybody had their opinion on what's going on. No one really liked the fact that Cody Rhodes beat Randy Orton. The finish was terrible. They could have had a better finish than that. The finish was just totally terrible. It was trash. It's disgusting. So, night one overall, I gave it a 5. I didn't really like it much, but again, that's not saying too much with that. Night two now. Night two left a lot to be desired. But we started off with Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar, and the biggest surprise is After Oba beat Brock, Brock put his ring gear, his boots and his gloves, and left it in the middle of the ring, and people were going crazy because Brock teased a retirement. And I do believe that Brock is retiring because of this. Now, we all know that Undertaker did this, but he still fought after he lost to Roman. He did that, but he still fought. But I think Brock is done, or he might just be pulling a Mark Henry. Who knows? He might pop up out of nowhere and start like F5 and everybody. Who knows? Because everyone thought that he's gonna, his swan song was going to be at SummerSlam, since it's in his hometown, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Shout out to Bree from being from Minnesota. She was dope. You all heard her on in the interviews. She's pretty dope. But Oba versus Brock was amazing. It was a short match, a squash match, but it really built Oba. I felt like in night one the entrances was longer than the matches because that ramp was hella long. But some of the matches just like, but Oba, and more about Oba later on. But I like that match. I thought that match was a solid. I'm gonna give ratings for night two. Night one was just overall too trash for me to even want to give ratings. So night one, I give a rating with the Oba versus Lesnar match. I give that like an A. It was a solid match. Oba did what he was supposed to do. Brock did what he was supposed to do, and I gave that an A. The 6-man tag match, that was amazing. There was a few great spots in that match. Some great spots. I was like, oh wow, didn't think that was going to happen. So hold on one second, y'all. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to happen for night one, with those spots. But those, there was a spot with Joe Von Evans bouncy off the rope and clothesline the shit out of somebody. Then he gave he gave Rusev He gave Rusev a nice little OG cutter off the top rope from the table. Mexican Destroyer from Penta is dope too. So shout out to Penta. Penta won the match. So it was a good spots in there. So I give that like an A. This was dope. Trick Willie Williams versus Sami Zayn. I call him the Zayn, but Sami Zayn. Trick Williams won with the help from Lil Yachty. Shout out to Lil Yachty's fanny pack that he had on, that ostrich Louis Vuitton fanny pack. That was fire. People that's into the wildlife that don't like the cruelty of animals. I'm not like really the cruelty of animals either, man. Like it's kind of corny. I mean, but we're not gonna get into that. We're not. But the fanny pack he had on was super dope. I thought it was fire, but his overall presence here at WrestleMania was unneeded. It was unnecessary. But the match itself was pretty good. I give like a B+. Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill. Clean match. Jade's people came out and interfered. What would be a great little match could be, and not to segue, not to stray, but Jade Cargill, Michin, and B-Fab versus Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and I forgot the other girl in Judgment Day, but that'd be a great little 3-on-3. Jake like, hey, I'm going after Liv because I lost my title, and then the henchwomen of both of them could go after it as well. That would be pretty solid. I don't know how they can build that. Maybe if they get drafted over to Raw or vice versa, that could be a thing. But Rhea Ripley, the Queen of SmackDown, she beat Jade Cargill. That was about a B. Rey Mysterio versus Finn Balor, the Demon. Doobie made a good point. We knew that it was Mysterio versus Balor, but he should have just came out as the Demon, and that would have shocked everybody. That would have been a bigger pop, because we're not expecting him to come out as the Demon. We're expecting him to just come out as Finn Balor. So that would have been a great way to give a little pop for that. But that match was pretty decent. I'll give that another B+. But now the main event of WrestleMania. Punk versus Reigns. Reigns wins. Punk loses. I thought Punk should have retained. But what Roman said after the match, after Oba Femi challenged him, and that's what I was going to say more from Oba Femi, but Oba Femi challenged Roman Reigns. And what Roman said was like, yo, no more part-time. Make room for me. You're going to see me all summer. So it looks like he will be around all the time. Like now, I'll be in Texas, like I said, but I'm definitely going to tune into Netflix to see what happens after the Raw of WrestleMania, see who comes and see who's not there. The worst Raw after WrestleMania was after Kofi won the world title. I went to Madison Square Garden to watch that, and it was a drag. Like, nothing really popped off. I think I went to a few WrestleMania Raws after WrestleMania as well. It's pretty dead. But Oba versus Roman Reigns, that's going to be a good match. It's going to be a good match. Roman's not losing anytime soon. I just want to let you all know that right now. He's not losing anytime soon. I wanted to see Punk and Roman maybe give a handshake at the end. Not a hug, but it's a little acknowledgement. But I like that Punk was like toe-to-toe with Roman. I thought that was amazing. I gave this match an A+ as well. So overall, I give, Raw. Overall, I give Night 2 of WrestleMania. If I give it a number grade, I'd give it a solid 8. Yesterday, Doobie and I gave Mania Night 1 a 6, so averaged it out. Mania this weekend was a 7. I don't know. Well, Mania left a lot to be desired. Like, it was so many commercials, and it just wasn't enough action. Roman Reigns and Punk last about 30 minutes, so that was already just about half of what Night 1 produced. Night 1 was, again, 52 minutes of action in a 4-hour show. I don't know how they could make that a thing. There should have been some type of cameo appearances for Carmelo Hayes. I like how Io Sky came out and helped Rhea Ripley. I thought Io Sky was going to turn on Rhea Ripley, but that didn't happen. There wasn't really many surprises today. Last night in Mania Night 2. Danhausen came out, WrestleMania housing with the midget housings, and they told Michael Cole and they wanted to be named midgets. They wanted to be called midgets. So, hopefully no one cancels me after hearing that, but the individuals during the Danhausen segment wanted to be called midgets as per what Michael Cole stated. So that was that. I feel like they need to really build next year's WrestleMania. They need to take it away from Saudi Arabia. If you like, the attendance for both nights is 106,000 plus people, and Mania should have been holding a lot more than that, man. Like, the ticket sales were terrible. They had so many empty seats. Like, I've been to Mania before. I've been to 2 WrestleManias, and those Manias that I went to, not an empty seat was found. I went to the one in Philly, and then I went to one that was a 35 when Kofi won. Not an empty seat to be found. So for the fact that there was so many empty seats, it's because the match card was terrible. Night 2 was better than Night 1, but somebody on Instagram showed some seats and how it was just super empty. Like, some people may say, oh yeah, they maybe went to get some popcorn. No, they went to get no damn popcorn. The seats were empty. Just call it what it is. The seats were empty. Because you didn't even see that there was remnants of anybody sitting there. Like, there was no coats there, no food waste there. There literally was just like no one was there. And the person that showed it, it was later on in the afternoon when they showed, the video of the empty seats. So that there were empty seats. But no one's traveling to Saudi Arabia. Like, Royal Rumble was at Saudi Arabia, and there was so many empty seats there. Like, they had to do some type of foolery to make it look like there were just lights on the seats. No, there was a lot of empty seats there for Mania. So, for Royal Rumble. So I don't know why they think that people are going to show up and fly all the way over to Saudi Arabia for WrestleMania. Like, it just doesn't even make sense. Like, no one is bringing their kids out there. Your WrestleMania side, you should have 2 Manias if that's the case. WrestleMania Saudi, and then the WrestleMania regular. Like, give Saudi Arabia the earlier WrestleMania, let's say March, and then it could be the real WrestleMania in April, because there's no one that's flying out there with their kids to that region of the world to watch WrestleMania. I'm sorry. So the internet wrestling community, the IWC, they've had a lot to say about what's happening here with Mania and what their overall dissatisfaction is. And it's really echoed that the Mania of this year was just terrible, just because of the fact that the build was just trash with a lot of the matches. lack of real surprises, fact that there were so many commercial breaks in between. You know, they might as well bring it back to dance breaks of Carmella and R-Truth and them. Like, do the dance breaks if that's the case. But it was just so many breaks, way too many breaks, and there's nothing to really like say sink your teeth into to be like, okay, yeah, we got something cooking, because they really did it. So overall, night 2, like I said, was amazing. I'm mad Punk lost, but I'm also happy Roman won because I'm a fan of both of them. Punk is in my top 10 wrestlers of all time, so obviously I wanted Punk to win more than I wanted Roman to win, but it is what it is. So this was just a quick recap of everything, man. I thought Mania was decent. Just wish that they would have done more to put night 1 in a better position to win rather than to fail. But night 2 was the standout, and maybe they need to go back to a one night thing, a one night standard for WrestleMania. While I edit this episode, I'm gonna go watch WrestleMania 39 because Roman's entrance. Oh, hold on, let me talk about some entrances. Roman's entrance in this year's WrestleMania was amazing. I love Punk's entrance. It was great. If anybody knows the song Punk came out to before Cult of Personality came on, please let me know, because that song was tough. I didn't be able to Shazam it before I really realized how tough the song was. So that's that. Who else had a good entrance? Trick Williams had a great entrance too, with the long coat. Like, that shit was tough. The shit was like super long. Pause. Cool. I like Stephanie McCurry's entrance too, when she came out, all the confetti flying down on her. Finn Balor's entrance with all the streamers flowing down on him was amazing too. Overall, they had a really good production as far as entrances is concerned. I like Alexa Bliss and Charlotte's entrance with the big butterfly joints. Those are pretty dope. So overall, they had pretty decent entrances, and I love Cody's entrance as well. When he came out, that was tough. That was tough as well. So, you know, again, WrestleMania had a lot to desire. Left can't even speak. WrestleMania left so much for the heart to desire, but you know, overall it was pretty decent. I'm glad I'm not paying for any of these things. I'm not paying for ESPN to watch a whole bunch of ads all over the place. Like, you had Credit One Bank on a turnbuckle, and the General this and stickers that. It was commercial. It's become too corporate. Wrestling, WWE has become too corporate, and it's just not fun as much as it used to be. I watch it because I'm still a fan of wrestling, but I'm not an overall fan of what's going on with WWE. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I'm already flying across the country to Houston. Hope you all enjoyed this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed WrestleMania, and make sure you stay tuned to watch out for Raw tonight. And listen, the NBA playoffs is here, the awards is here. We're going to touch some debates on that soon, but this was the dedicated wrestling and WrestleMania episode. So I hope to see you guys soon. Hit us up at Knights RT Podcast on Instagram as well as Twitter. Let us know some questions, give us some questions, and I'll give you some answers. All right? Yo, E behind the boards. Peace.
At the round table.
This copyrighted broadcast of the Knights at the Round Table podcast was transmitted, produced, broadcast, and used in many forms without the express written consent of the song authors. We do not own any of these audio tracks, and we want to give full credit and say thank you to all the rightful owners. We do not condone piracy, and we encourage you to seek permission first before distributing our show. Simply put, we don't want to get sued. Thank you.